Hello everyone, and welcome. My name is LimBryn, and this is Minecraft 1.16 Survival, which is, now in 1.17. Doesn't make much sense. I should probably change the title of the series, but I'm not going to. Anyway, in the last episode, we built this amazing and super compact zombification machine, and today, we're going to be building a 100 villager trading hall, which is gonna be way too big for any amount of villagers I will ever have. But the first step is to dig a hole. So, I have done a lot of digging. I mean, it's not like really that much, but this is all the digging I'll have to do, at least for a little bit. It's enough for 100 trading modules. I've already built one of them, and they are one wide tileable, which is very satisfying. And these things are absolutely great. I didn't design this. I might put a link in the description, but I also not sure I'll be able to find who did. But they're very good because the villager comes in on top of these observers, and they would pathfind to their job block down there probably. So they just come down and they walk themselves into here, and then once they're in here, the system activates. It closes that above them, so a different one can't walk in. It's a lot better than my old system where it was possible for other ones to walk in. And then, because they are on 2 layers of carpet, it just confuses them. They don't know what to do, so they just don't move. Because they think they're floating on air, and they don't move while they're falling. So, since they're maybe thinking they're falling, they kind of just sit there, which is why it's kind of very open. So that explanation was really bad and also incorrect, so that's why we're here in Black Screen Land. It's not that they can't pathfind past the carpets. In fact, I don't think it needs to be double carpets. This is a kind of old design. It's that because they're on a carpet and villagers are kind of tall, they just can't get past the trapdoors that are above them. 1 down, 99 more to go. Let's get building. Well, I was going to do progress updates for this, but then it only took half an hour. So I just didn't. Both of them are done. I now have 100 trading cells, although they are not hooked up currently. So I guess that's the next step. I need to make little tunnels going from the exit of this thing all the way to, I say all the way, but there, and then from there to there, there to there, and there to there. So I'm going to do that, and then the system should be done. I would put something here, like some disposal thing, but let's be real. I'm not going to get 100 villagers. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not going to put anything at the end. Maybe I will if I start to get close to 100, but it's really not going to happen. So I'm just not going to, at least for now. Okay, I added this little minecart rail. It just goes and dumps them in a place that should hopefully work. And that's why we're testing it. Although this guy doesn't actually have a trade yet, I don't want to send an unemployed boy in, so I'm going to get him a trade. If it was the correct time of day and not nighttime. He's a librarian. Okay. What's the most alphabetical... What is the enchantment that's highest in the alphabet? I actually don't know this off my tab. Let's see, there's Bane of Arthropods. That's pretty good. Aqua Affinity. It has to be Aqua Affinity. We're looking for Aqua Affinity. Literally doesn't even have an enchant. Nice job, dude. You have failed at your job. Fire aspect, no. Okay, I'm going to go make sure it's Aqua Affinity and also get this guy to be whatever it is, because I'm going to put them in alphabetical order because I can. He is no longer interested in being alive. Did you need me to replace this again for you? You failed. You know what happens when you don't become a librarian, Mr. Villager? I don't think you seem to be looking at it. I think we need to do that. See? I told you, you should have become a librarian. You didn't listen. Now you're a black amorphous blob. Okay, after, another zombification, he's decided to, actually become a librarian. It totally wasn't that there were barrels that he was trying to get instead. And he has Aqua Affinity. Used to be 9 emeralds, now it's down to 1, which is perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab some emeralds to lock in that trade. And then all we have to do is trade him for an Aqua Affinity book. Not that I really need it, but now if I break the lectern, he won't lose his profession because it's locked in, and we just press this button, and hopefully it'll work. I'm going to check to make sure no monsters have somehow spawned in here first, though, because I have had a problem with that before, despite the fact that I think the glow lichen that's there should prevent them from spawning on top of the observers, but it should be good. There's no monsters. Send him through. Yeah, okay, he goes, and he is outputted there. Perfect. I have closed all these just because I'm paranoid, but you put this there, and he should pathfind to it. That's the theory, at least. He should. It might not be work hours right now, which might prevent him from doing that, so I'm going to go sleep. Okay, I've slept. It will still take a second for it to actually be the correct time of day. I should really just put this clock down somewhere in this area. And there he goes. He's in the thing, and now I can, open some of these back up, mostly that one. Obviously, it's not supposed to be fully manual, and it's really not, but, I'm doing that anyway. So now we have this guy with Aqua Affinity, and we can go ahead, make sure there are no children, because it doesn't really work if there are children, and we just press this button. And now we can start with the next villager. I'm going to be doing this for a while, so I'll see you in a bit. Actually, I've just noticed that I should probably make it so it can do more than just these 25, because I'm going to be needing more than 25. I mean, not for a bit, it's going to take a while. But while these guys are, healing, I can go ahead and try and figure out a way to do this part. Now, I did come up with one idea, which was that if I go back behind this wall, I believe, and go up here, break some of the glass, this activator rail is what causes them to get out at this one, and I've had it continue. In fact, I've had it continue, so the minecart kind of just sits there. But I'm thinking if we disable that activator rail once this entire row fills up, then there will be an activator rail over there, and it'll start to fill up this row, and then we can continue that cycle until it fills up all of them, and they'll fill them up in the correct order. So I think I'm going to do that. It shouldn't be too hard to implement. I just need to get a signal from this redstone block when it's in the other position, which means there is a villager in there, and then we should be good. Just take that, put it over the activator rail, and that should work. So I'm going to build that while I get this row filled up. I don't know what happened. I was just working on the base. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put an item frame there with a cool book on it, and I can do / trigger if invisible, and it will look cool, I guess. It didn't work. But the zombie died. It looks like he got suffocated, but I've zero clue how. What did you do? So yeah, that took a while. He's back, everyone. It's the middle school zombie that has Axe body spray. So, I was the entire time I was doing that, I was thinking how that could have possibly happened, and I have no clue other than lag. I've looked at the system. I cannot figure out a way that one of these pistons could activate without the other one activating. So I'm not gonna do anything. If it happens again, I'll go into creative and run it just non-stop to see if something happens, but I can't, there's nothing wrong with it, is the thing. It's I couldn't find a way that it could possibly activate just one of the pistons. It just wouldn't happen. Unless one of the pistons is, missing, but I feel like I would have noticed that. I also actually haven't checked that. Both those ones are still there. What about the other side? Both you pistons still in there somewhere? These ones are a lot harder to access. Both these pistons are still here. I don't know. Like, I actually just don't know. So, like I said, I'm leaving it for now because I have no clue. So, if it happens again, I'll do more extensive testing and looking into it. But I think it was just an unfortunate lag spike. Like, that is actually my best guess. So, now back to what I was originally doing, which was getting some more villagers and making this whole thing actually connect. Hey, guess what? It happened again. The zombies dead. Uh, I I'm not really surprised. I mean, it's not like it would happen once and not again, but this time I have done more investigating, and I have found something that I didn't find last time. So, if we go down here, and we look at this piston has clearly pushed this over. This block should be here, right? I was thinking, oh, how did it get activated? There's only that thing. But if we look right over here, we find the culprit. There is a piece of redstone here. Now, while I was, like, thinking about things, I was like, what has changed with this since I like built it, like since it was working. I was like, oh, one of the things that I changed was I put chests in instead of barrels. Guess what happened? I put the chest in, I put a block behind it, didn't think anything of it. That block gets powered, it breaks the machine, kills the zombie. I'm very happy that I solved it. I also have to go get another zombie now, but yeah, I have to. Yep, I'm gonna put a stair there instead, because stairs can't be powered. It'll look the exact same, but it will actually function. Then it should work, hopefully. Also, I got one more villager in that amount of time. I mean, obviously, because it broke when I zombified it, but we got a Bane of Arthropods 5 guy. It's pretty cool. Okay, I have made a significant amount of progress. Not only have I filled the entire first row with max level enchantments, mending isn't the best example, Lure 3, you know, I have all of the ones up to power in the alphabetical order, but I've also finished the system that will transport them to the last 3/4 of the farm, which is this giant ore gate. So pretty much if any of the cells are empty, so there's not a villager in it, one of these redstone blocks will be pushed forward and activate this, and that'll activate that, so they'll deposit them in the correct place. But when every single one of them is full, like right now, it will deactivate that one, which will send the filter through here and onto this activator rail, which will deposit them here, and this system should work, but I haven't tested it yet. So let's do that. I do already have the projectile protection villager ready, so I can just click the button. He should not go, he should not put out here. It's not good, and we should see him go through here and then get deposited right there. In theory, it is a decently long rail line. There he is. Okay, sick. And then he just gets dropped out there and goes right to his trading cell. Sick. So that works. There are also ore gates behind this one and that one, because that makes it so it can get all the way to this one, and there's not an ore gate behind this one because, well, if this one fills up, which I really don't think it will, there's nowhere else for them to go, so I'll fix that problem if I ever get to it, but I highly doubt that I will ever have to fix that problem. Anyway, that is 26 villagers down, which means I have 8 more to go to, no, 12, not 8, to get to the 38 total of every single enchantment in Minecraft, and then I can do some enchanting and also probably get some other villagers, because I want maybe like some farmers for food or something. And that is the last villager. I have every single enchantment in alphabetical order. Once that guy actually, gets here and goes to his little workstation. Smite 5 was the last one. Took quite a bit, but it is done now. And in theory, he should just find his way there, but it is not work hours right now, so that's not gonna happen. I have to go sleep. Or he will. Okay, I didn't have to sleep. He just kind of did it, and that is the trading hall done. This guy still needs to be leveled up, of course, so I'll just buy a billion Smite 5 books and then go throw them in lava because, well, emeralds aren't really too much of a concern because I've been trading with the villagers while I've been doing stuff and buying bookshelves for 1 emerald and then breaking those bookshelves and selling the resulting books for 1 emerald is an infinite process. So, yeah, I got quite a lot of emeralds doing that. But now that I have this, I can actually do some enchanting. Most importantly, I want to actually kind of fill out my toolbox a lot more because it's pretty good. You know, I have my fortune pickaxe and like the extra chest plate and stuff like that. I have these golden boots, which I think is the first thing I'm going to enchant because they're not actually fully enchanted. This is when I want to go into the nether. I never really use them, but I might as well because look at the enchantments on that versus the enchantments on this. It's a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to get a Protection 4 book, which you'd think the alphabetization of this would make it easier to find, but not for me. There we go. So we have Protection 4 for the boots, and then I need, let's see what else, Thorns 3. That's a T, should be down here somewhere. Grab some Thorns 3. And then I need a couple others, Feather Falling, Depth Strider, and Soul Speed. Now, Feather Falling and Depth Strider I of course can get here, but Soul Speed is actually the only one that cannot be traded by villagers because the only way to get it is via Piglin bartering. But we can get Feather Falling 4, and then of course Depth Strider, which is right here, and that is rather easy. I'll have to go grab a Soul Speed book from my Piglin bartering system somewhere or sometime, but hopefully it will allow me to just kind of combine these. I'm going to put them all on the same book because I like doing that, and then we get like Feather Falling and Depth Strider. Then... Really? Look at my XP. You're telling me something is too expensive? Lies. Okay, so I guess I can probably get rid of the Depth Strider. Yeah. I can get rid of the Depth Strider. Well, this book is no good now because these are only going to be used in the Nether, so Depth Strider isn't really all that useful. Okay, after some quick wikiing as to how to avoid the too expensive thing, I think I have a way to do it. It's called the tree method. So you add the enchantments like this. You do 1, and then you add 2 books together, and then you add that. And my anvil broke. Okay, I have a significant amount of anvils now. So, like I say, you do that, and then you combine more books together like this, and then you combine that, and then that. Nice. Okay, so it turns out if the cost exceeds 40 levels of experience to do it, then it doesn't let you. So, yeah, this is 34, so we're good. And that is some fully enchanted gold boots. I am going to name them something, though, although I have to come up with something, which will take quite a bit. Okay, I've decided to name them Piglin Don't Hurt Me. It's not the best name, but I can't think of anything better, so we have the Piglin Don't Hurt Me boots, and that is the first thing that I wanted to upgrade in here. Now, the next thing actually requires some more tools, because currently I have my, this axe, it doesn't have Silk Touch or Fortune, and I have this shovel, which does have Silk Touch, and I have this one that has Fortune. I want to get Silk Touch axe and a Fortune axe, just pretty much for fun. I don't really need them. I also want to get a Silk Touch hoe, because that would be fun, and maybe enchanted some shears and also enchant my flint and steel. And I was debating doing some like different sets of armor with the different types of protection, like blast protection and projectile protection and such, but I think I'll never really use those, so I'm not going to do that, at least for now. We're going to start with these tools, which I have to go actually make some new tools for. Well, I have crafted a couple more tools, and more specifically swords, which is what we're going to start with, because I have an absurd amount of enchanted books. That is a Sharpness 5 sword done, fully enchanted. That is, of course, you know, the exact same as the one I used to have. I don't really know why I disenchanted it, but now we go on to the Smite Sword. And that is the Smite Sword Enchanted, which I now have to come up with another name, which I am not very good at. Bone Sword. Yes, okay, Bone Sword, because it kills undead things, so Bone Sword. Perfect. And now we have Bane of Arthropods Sword, which I gotta think of a name for while I enchant. This is not a problem that I expected. I've actually used 300 levels of experience. Well, I really did not expect to actually use all of my XP. I was thinking 300 levels, there's no way I could possibly use that up, but sure enough, it is gone. I guess I'm gonna go buy the gold farm and get, a couple levels. Actually, I have had a much better idea. I've brought my entire setup over to the gold farm, and I got all the books I need, so now I can just sit here and get XP while I enchant, as opposed to just getting a bunch and then doing the enchanting later, although Optifine is being rather glitchy, and the piglins are disappearing, so we'll see if I'm able to actually shoot one. That appears to have not worked. Okay, you can see some against the glass over there. So, if I shoot like that... Oh, now they're visible, and that was too high. Apparently. Oh, I'm getting XP. Okay, they're going. This is the part of the farm that lags a lot, so if any of this is insanely choppy, I'm sorry about that. There's not much I can do. Okay, the first weapon to be enchanted is the Bane of Arthropods 5 sword, which I am deciding to call Book, because, let's be honest, that is the ideal weapon to kill spiders with. Next is the Iridium Axe, which is just, Silk Touch, and that is what I'm naming it, because that's what the rest of my Silk Touch tools are called. That one is now done. And I know I've already used this, but I'm calling the Fortune Axe the Leprechaxe, because, leprechauns and stuff, and I might change the name of my Fortune Pickaxe, because it's the same name, so I might have to change that one. So, the pickaxe I'm just renaming to Le Pickaxe, because, it no longer really has much to do with leprechauns, but I find it funny, so there we go, we have Le Pickaxe. And the shears are getting the name that my enchanted shears originally had earlier in the series, which is scissors, because I'm very creative at coming up with names. And I'm doing the same thing with the flint and steel, which is naming it Tinderbox, because that is what it was named earlier in the series when I had an enchanted flint and steel. And the Silk Touch hoe is going to be the Golden Scythe, because that is what it used to be called, but it used to be Fortune. So I'm gonna have to rename the Fortune one. And what better name for it than Electric Butter Knife? I don't know where this name came from, but it's perfect. And for the bow, we are back to the constant references to Stardew Valley with the Master Slingshot. And with that, we now have a full arsenal of tools back under our belt. Most importantly, we have a bow that's fully enchanted again. It has been so long since I accidentally threw my bow in lava that it will be very nice to actually be able to do, sufficient fighting with a bow instead of, not being able to really do much with my bow. But I have all this, and also I need my ender chest. And with that, I think the next step is to make this place look a little bit better, because currently it is, not looking so good. But sadly, that is going to have to wait for the next episode. So for now, like if you liked, subscribe if you feel like it, have a great day, and as always, bye-bye.